Saigon Fantastic Five, going up against the Taipei Snipers for the last match. And we are into the Champion Select loading screen already.
But before we actually talk about the bans coming out, we actually do not see any bans coming in for the SF5. The reason being
Yeah, why?
well, if you guys remember the game yesterday against BKT?
Yes, Bangkok
Yeah,
Titans.
against the Bangkok Titans, they actually left prematurely before the game ended. And this kind of showed that they didn't really have any sportsman-like behavior, and through the officials, they have decided to actually take away 5 bans from the Saigon Fantastic Five. And you guys might be wondering how this actually works out. For this game against the Azubu Taipei Snipers, they will have no bans at all.
Yeah, it's kind of raising the. If I were to put it in football context, it's kind of like raising the yellow card. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you can't misbehave in the League of Legends tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game about we want to promote the competitive spirit as well as the friendly behavior in between professional teams as well. So if you act like a jerk, or maybe, you know, just leave prematurely, you know, being unhappy about your result, you are definitely going to get punished for your actions as
So
well.
it's a 5 ban penalty for these.
Yeah, that's right. So 3 bans for this match, and in their next game tomorrow, which I forgot who they're playing, they will only get 1 ban.
HKA, Hong Kong Attitude.
Wow, those are 2 teams that I would want to use my bans against. So
Yep. So when you have this kind of situation, what can you kind of foresee is that either number one, you're gonna see all sorts of, you know, picks that you don't really see because instead of 6 bans, you only have 3. And the other one is that you're gonna kind of give away some of your comfort picks away to the opposing team. And I'm trying to narrow down what TPS is gonna play. So we have seen some Z action in the previous game, but this time around they are the one banning it out. So not too sure what this is about. Probably wanna just play around, you know, mix it up a little bit. Go in for the final match. You know, after all, they are coming in with a strong momentum boost after beating Singapore Sentinels.
yeah, I think what we really have to commend the Azubu Taipei Snipers for is the crazy coordination coming in, the great rotations, the great early gameplay. I mean, despite giving out their first blood earlier, Oreo actually in the jungle getting caught out, we have them coming in and decimating the Singapore Sentinels because they just took turret after turret and just closed the game out from there. I mean, there was nothing else to be said. It was one of the most perfect games I've seen in League of Legends.
Well, you have to give it to them in the sense that, like we were saying earlier, it's just them, you know, stretching the limitations of their champion pools and making sure that, you know, they get every single scrap of gold and objectives from all lanes. And they did exactly just that. And because of that, they came up on top of that one. And let's look at the picks coming in for Saigon Fantastic Five. They have locked in the Caitlyn and Blitzcrank as well. I'm gonna be, you know,
You're very
watching
excited. You're very excited.
I'm
for
gonna
those
be
picks.
watching the bottom lane now because we haven't seen Blitzcrank for a while now.
Yeah, but you know what would be a very good counter to that Blitzcrank hook? Once again, if Mistake picks up that Morgana.
Yep.
That's gonna just nullify every single hook coming their way.
I kind of want to see, you know, Mistake play Thresh. Then we can have, you know, Bogus just
Oh, a hook matchup, huh?
yeah, a hook matchup. What
Who's the
are they?
better hooker?
Yeah, who's the better hooker in that sense? And well,
Ah,
it will not be
goodness.
too surprising if they go for that Morgana. Yeah, you called it. You called it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me pick up my book once again. That is dusting it off from the bottom.
Well, yeah.
Actually,
so,
this book didn't help at all. It's actually from the previous game, but nevertheless, research does help.
so you
Keep
know,
that in mind, professional teams.
So right now, it does look like they will lock in the Morgana and the Sejuani as well. So that's something kind of new from Snipers. I think they have played it once during the LNL, if I'm not wrong. But
Not this season or the I'm looking at the picks here. So definitely not this season. Maybe in the
Yeah.
previous season.
so
we
I know
just
next
actually ended.
sorry, I know that Oriel has picked it once in one of their previous tournaments, but
Okay.
it's something that they don't really pull off all that often, and it's gonna be quite interesting when you see someone just pull off a new champion of this giant pool that always is available for them. And
And are we going to see the Nightmare Horse being picked up by SF5? No, we might see the Polar Bear coming in for SF5. Let's just see what jungler they decide to pick up. on the side of the Saigon Fantastic Five.
And at the same time, you might want to take a look. Once again, we have a double AD composition. The last time we saw a double AD, wow, this.
What?
Sorry.
Wait, what just happened?
What just happened? Right. Okay. So first off.
Okay, first off, double AD composition.
Yes.
We had the Twitch as well as Corky in the first composition of the day. We actually saw the double AD being brought out, and I said that the Twitch as well as Corky wasn't some of the best picks coming in coming into a double AD composition. But I called out two champions, Caitlyn and Ezreal being the staples for the double AD, and it seems that SF5 has decided to pick up my advice and go for the double AD. And you know what? We may just see them pull out a, was it Mineski with the Ezreal in the jungle?
Right. I wouldn't be actually too surprised if that happens.
Yeah, I think that's I don't know, like it's likely to happen, or
I think you're just dumbfounded by what they're doing here. And something I want to point out about SF5, traditionally they are the ones that pull out the weirdest and most unorthodox team compositions in the Garena Premier League. But do remember,
you know what's unorthodox?
Yeah.
It's unorthodox if they put Caitlyn and Ezreal in the bottom lane, and it seems that it might be a possibility here.
Yes, but if you think about it, it would kind of work if you think about it in the sense that Morgana heavily counters magic damage. But if you have Caitlyn and Ezreal just took down in the bottom lane, all this utility coming in from Morgana is just not gonna work.
Yeah, and it seems that they have actually locked it in. The Blitzcrank in the jungle, Caitlyn and Ezreal in the bottom lane together, with Caitlyn actually picking up the heal summoner spell, if I'm not wrong. I don't know whether she changed it. No, Sue has decided to pick up the heal summoner spell. And if we look on the side of the Azubu Taipei snipers, we have Zonda in the top lane playing Shen, Oriel in the jungle playing Sejuani, Nidalee in the mid lane, played by Next ABC, and Mistake as well as got JJ in the bot lane with Morgana and Corky. So let's just see how the Morgana-Corky lane kind of fares up against the double AD bottom lane. I don't think we've ever seen the double AD. We've seen double Bruiser in the bottom lane, which is commonly known as the kill lane. We have seen the Blitzcrank and Thresh in the bottom lane, which is a hook fiesta, the hooker lane. And now we will get, I think this is my first time seeing the Sheriff of Piltover and the Prodigal Explorer in the bottom lane together.
Well, we never know. And like, before we were talking about this earlier, and we have the
mandatory pause.
But you always have to remember something. Sometimes SF5 come up with the weirdest composition, but they do pay off sometimes. I refer this back to the summer season when AHQ was the dominant force in the GPL. And SF5 was one of the first teams to beat them with a unorthodox, snare strategy. So this time around, if they want to go up against such a strong opponent like Snipers, as we have seen in the last game when they took off a flawless victory against Singapore Sentinels, you have to come up with something unusual.
Yeah. So against the Taipei Snipers, who, like you said, pull off one of the most perfect games I've seen so far, rotating and just taking objectives after objectives. Let's just see what SF5 is able to do this game. We have Style Kang actually warning out his own red buff and then probably moving in for a steal. So very commonly seen by Blitzcranks because he can just hook over the wall, take your buff away, and there's really nothing much you can do about it.
Right, actually looking forward to see what the movement for SF5 will be in this game.
Yeah, how do you think Sue and Egg will share the fun? I mean, Egg has been primarily the support in SF5's rosters. And
I kind of really want them to, 5 of them, just march down one of the lanes because, it won't be interesting to watch. You have to give it to them if they really choose to pull that.
How about if all 5 of them march into the jungle, take the buffs, and then just start killing each other, and they just forgo the laning phase altogether, like complete.
Just fight in the jungle.
Yeah, just keep fighting. It will be much better. Jeez, it will be a lot cooler if we just saw everyone pick an initiation champ, like Pantheon, Leona, Thresh, Blitzcrank, like just go in.
Slam dunk, right?
Yeah, just dunk them, completely dunk them.
Right, but at this point of time, it does look like they're gonna be playing a standard game per se, but with different composition. Actually, we do see SF5 Goni getting zoned out by mistake here, and once again, the snipers going in with a very aggressive early start.
Yeah, it seems that they really wanted to counter the Blitzcrank, the weakness of a jungle Blitzcrank, and what SF5 wanted to do was to actually give Egg that blue buff and help him in the mid lane. We actually have Caitlyn as well as Ezreal in the mid lane, being helped out by Salcount on Blitzcrank, and let's just see.
They're smiling cheek to cheek now. Look at what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. They really want that turret very badly.
Yeah, it does look like they are going to pull off that cheesy strategy that we were talking about earlier, having 5 men just march down into the mid lane. And you know, the reason why I could say with confidence was that I've seen it being played before, and they do have the key elements in this strategy. You know, you need to have that Twisted Fate because you can clear waves so quickly with your Q and your...
And the fact that he has infinite mana.
That's right.
From
and
his
you
blue
have
cards.
That red card to clear out the waves as well. And another key part is that you need to have that Blitzcrank, because if you manage to, you know, get anyone out of position, grab the guy in, and you can finish off the guy. And you know, if you have one less, you know, competitor in the lane, then you can definitely do better.
Whoa,
so like what we are seeing
grab.
now, yeah, that's right. So this is kind of why I could say with confidence. This is why. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's gonna be up to SF5 to really make full use of it for them to win this one.
Chris, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you the biggest SF5 fan in Southeast Asia?
I do not know, man, but I really like what they are doing, that's all. And we do see a taunt coming in from Zonda here, and it does look like snipers are collapsing onto SF5. And you know, with that one positional mistake that SF5 has, they are going to kind of pay for it for first blood. And O'Real now going in with that, and once again the taunt landing, and Zonda is going to be the one picking up the kill. And actually we see Goni going in onto God JJ here, and the flash stun, but going to be blocked up by the barrier, so the turret away from that turret shot.
Yeah, Goni didn't really foresee the barrier coming in, so he burned his flash, and God JJ still being able to get away despite being bullied by the Renekton in the top lane. So Azubu Taipei Snipers loses the turret but gets 2 kills in exchange, bringing up the gold lead, 600 gold in their favor.
That's right. And the one thing that you really have to, you know, consider when you want to pull off a strategy like that is that you have to kind of remain ahead. And at this point in time, you know, once it hits a threshold, then this strategy is not going to work. Just because you're going to be too far ahead, too far behind your opponent, and then you know you are not going to have all these advantages that you need to do this fast push strategy.
Are they going to play the League of Dorans as well this game?
And that's
so many Dorans items.
Yeah, you'll be spamming all your early game.
And the teleport coming in from Goni, helping up to pick up the second turret of the game. They really want to end this game as soon as possible. Could we see the fastest GPL game tonight?
Right. But SF5 deciding to back off from that one, seeing that TQ has kind of, you know, taken quite a few turret shots, and they have to back off as a cohesive unit to pick up more, you know, more pots, more items, even
more
earlier
wards.
runs. Yeah, more wards as well, because you have to spot the position of any, you know, ganks coming in for you, because you're kind of vulnerable to all this early game ganks as well, because you'll be you know, lower levels and you don't have so much resources on your hand as well. So that's
I
another...
really love what the Saigon Fantastic 5 are doing. They didn't have any bans, they came in with a game plan and they executed it extremely well. Despite the fact that Azubu Taipei Snipers still has the slight goal advantage, but SF5 have definitely executed their game plan. They already took down the first 2 turrets, and they once again are milling up the middle lane, trying to take off the inhibitor turret 6 minutes into the game.
Can you imagine the solo queue horror if SF5 manages to really pick up the victory here?
Wow, it's more like the 5v5
rank 5
horror. Hey guys, let's pick Blitzcrank, Renekton with a teleport, and then 2 AD carries as well as Twisted Fate coming in, and TQ actually getting caught out. The Dark Binding barely misses, actually hitting the caster minion and allowing SF5 to just back off.
Right, and it does look like SF5 is making some slight modifications to the strategy. They are sending Oni out to just solo farm as much as you can. And I think in one of the clips that I've seen of teams pulling off this strategy is that they will kind of send one of their other members to split to the other lane and get as farmed as possible. And usually that champion will be somewhat a tanky one, like what Renekton kind of fits the bill.
Yeah, I really like the Renekton Shen matchup because this Renekton can prevent Shen from actually coming in the Sand Uniter by going in the slice and dice, using his stun just to prevent that teleport from coming in.
Right, so it's gonna be one important aspect to look out for as well, despite despite this 4-man push coming in from SF5. You have to always keep track of Brony's movement as well, because if you leave him alone, you will start to push your turret as well.
Okay, so what is the use of TF other than the fact that he has great wave clear? Does anything happen once he hits 6 and his destiny is up?
Well, typically any team that kind of pulls this strategy, they want to get at least one inhibitor by 10 minutes, because that's when you start to see the difference in threshold showing its effect. And before then, TF wouldn't even hit level 6. But if you drag the game to that point, yes, like you said earlier, it will start to have the effect that you can kind of scout position. But the primary use of TF in this competition and in this strategy is to purely wave clear.
Okay. Okay. Is Mystic actually leveling his what's that?
Tormented Soil?
Yeah, the Tormented Soil.
But
or the wave clear.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
And in that sense, it's kind of
No, he's not. Dark
binding.
He wants the kills.
Yeah.
He wants just to make the picks and allow it to happen. So we have a slight change of strategy here. SF5 deciding to go for the outer top turret as their second objective kill of the game.
And we do see it getting locked out by the Dark Binding here, and he just gets melted down immediately. Zonda picks that kill for himself, and now we see TQ getting caught by the Flash Con combo. JJ picks up another kill for himself. Now Grony getting collapsed onto by 4 members of the snipers here. It does look like he is not going to survive long, and JJ once again picking up another kill. And it does look like it's gonna be time that the strategy kind of collapses.
Yeah, but while all that is happening, Stao Kang and Su are actually pushing up the mid lane, so they may just be able to take this turret if the Azubu Taipei snipers do not respond in time.
And next ABC doing what he can to split push as well, just making all this effort down in the bottom lane. And actually we do see SF5 picking up the inhibitor turret.
They have clearly honed this strategy to the T.
Yep.
Definitely.
So it does look like, having this exposed inhibitor just goes to show that they have that opening. So it's going to be vital that snipers control the movement of SF5 for the next 3 minutes or so.
Wow. I'm still in shock. Oh wow.
Right.
My first SF5 cheese game.
Yeah, cheese
A
game.
night to remember.
Right. We do see, cheese strategies coming in from the GPL once in a while. I remember back in the summer season when we had BKT just march down the bottom lane and just, all 5 members marched down before the minions even spawned, and then all just started, hitting onto the turret and just applying some damage before it, and all of them got executed. But it just kind of gives them this little unfair advantage, if you want to call it, at the start. And now we do see once again SF5 marching down into the mid lane. Gonna stick true to their strategy as they kind of want to secure the win over Snipers tonight. And I'm interested to see how Snipers will react to this, because if you think of it objectively, if you have a lane with super minions pushing down on any lane at a 15-minute mark, it could spell disaster for you.
Yeah, do you remember that time in Worlds where I think it was SKT1 managing to pick up the middle outer turret, the mid inner turret, the mid inhibitor turret, and finally the inhibitor in a matter of
12 minutes.
At 12 minutes within a span of like 1 or 2 minutes, and that really allowed them to come in and take the win out of, I think it was OMG or Royal Club, either one of these teams. So
because you have to understand, at this point of time, you do pick up. Actually, we do see Snipers now fighting back. They don't want that inhibitor slow down, and got JJ now picking up a double kill for himself. Sao Kang looks like he is not going to survive that, and Oriel picking for himself.
Yeah,
Goni now gonna be trying to...
No,
Yep,
definitely not.
Not gonna be able to survive that. And snipers...
You know what the sniper should do now? Go for a 12-minute Baron.
12-minute Baron is...
Yeah, like cheese them back. Like re-cheese.
But the Baron's not up. What do you say?
Yeah, exactly. So 12-minute Baron.
Right, so... I don't know, man.
Jeez.
Just so much insane action and some insane strategy from SF5 here tonight. But you know, it's kind of hitting a point where snipers can just leave them off the map.
Yeah.
Defend the strategy
And
going on.
look at the damage coming from the Dark Binding. One big one as well as the Nidalee Javelin. And it seems that Azubu Taipei's snipers is just going to take back the advantages that SF5 has gained.
Right, so you know, to pull that strategy off effectively, you kind of need to understand the capacity that you can take before going down.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And it does look like snipers are turning things around for themselves. You know, just balancing out the turret count, and Zonda now going aggressive onto Goni here. So Goni is the only member of SF5 who has some good amount of farm and good amount of items as well, but he decided to go in for some early Doran's item and probably
a Philosopher's Stone.
Maybe forming that
Shurelia's Reverie. Just for the kite so that they can just take turrets and back away.
I think that's the mindset for this one, but Zonda on the other hand finishing up that Sunfire already. So, you know, having a Sunfire so early on, just gonna add on.
Yes. And wow, I don't know. I'm just completely dumbfounded by this game. It is an eye-opener indeed. I don't know. I just wish the Azubu Taipei snipers just cheese them back completely by, I don't know.
They don't have to cheese them back. They are just playing their game, making sure that
it's for the viewers, for the ratings, you know what I mean? For the drama. League of Legends is not a stale game. We just want some action, so come on, snipers, do something. Other than just playing the game normally.
That, you know, they you know, back in the planning stage, they knew that it's quite hard to beat snipers anyways, given how experienced they are and how much you know, dominance they have shown in the league. So why not try something new? Sometimes new can be better.
Sometimes new can be better. Sometimes new is just pure cheese and you lose. And look at that black shield. Like I said, it's gonna nullify any of the blitz hooks.
Right, and I like what the snipers are doing. You know, they say you can march down mid lane. Okay, we'll just push your side lane and have all this pressure for us to kind of nullify what you're doing. And because of that, snipers are coming up ahead. And that snipe coming in from next ABC, taking down Su in that exchange.
Could we see a replay of that, please?
Well, I wish I could. I wish I could. And right now, snipers turning the strategy around onto SF5 as they take out another turret for themselves.
Okay, let's take a bet. Who's gonna pick up the next kill of the game?
Next kill.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's gonna be God JJ. What about you?
Oh yeah, okay, you're gonna bet on players?
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know, next ABC?
Okay.
Just keep trolling spears for the win.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Wow.
So snipers now marching down the mid lane and having...
And yeah, sending Oriel to actually split push in the bottom lane. No, actually he's just gonna recall, and so is Zonda. They're just gonna go back with the huge amount of gold they have in their pockets and just pick up some big ticket items.
Right. And
So Joanny goes back, picks up the Haunting Guys, picks up a blue elixir as well, the elixir, and it seems that a health Giant's Belt as well as the now Magic Mantle being picked up by Zonda.
And now GPL flashing out of the way. Don't want to get caught by that Dark Binding there, but deploying a flash for a Dark Binding, you know, the cooldowns are significantly far apart in that sense, so this thing will be happy with that. And we're just watching to see how SF5 might want to try to, you know, react to this deficit that they have. You know, it worked out for them well in the first 8 minutes, but right now they are just way far behind for them to kind of call back into this game.
Yeah, and I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, well, there's one thing I can say for certain. No dragons have been harmed in this game so far.
So far, that's
So
the thing,
far.
so far.
I hope no dragons will be harmed today. In this game at least.
Well, we do see Zonda now making some efforts down in the bottom lane. Split pushing as well, and oh, look at that amount of damage there.
Can this whole cast just be oohs and ahs from now on?
That's why I said, man, the next kill is gonna be secured by next.
No. God JJ is gonna take next kill. And I'll go Actually, we may see Oriel actually take Goni down here, and we might just
No, Oriel, you have to stop.
And
have
yes,
to
he
stop.
does. The puppeteer Chris decides that Oriel has to stop.
Yeah, you have to
Kill.
stop. The next guy to kill must be next ABC.
No, God JJ. Go God JJ.
Yeah.
I really love that that skin though from oh no, it seems that Oriel may just pick up this kill. Does he
No,
still have
no.
his ult? Yes,
Oh,
he uses his ult. And will he go? Goni actually flashes out, and yes, Oriel picks up the next kill of the game.
Well,
So it looks like
we
we're both wrong.
Yeah.
Ah.
So it does look like Oriel will, stick around the top lane or even go for the blue buff.
Okay, who's the next champion Style Kang actually hooks?
Are we seriously going with this?
Oh
You
jeez.
see, look at the damage coming in from next ABC, man. Just one javelin can bring less than half of the HP.
Yeah, the SF5 doesn't seem to be able to do any damage so far. Look at the amount of Doran's face and
And the damage
Wow.
coming in from next ABC once again, picking up another kill from that fight.
ooh.
And now,
Ah.
and now got JJ securing a double kill
Oh
for himself.
goodness.
And it does look like TBS has found the threshold with his strategy.
I think when you said that SF5 needs to pick up an inhibitor turret pre 10 minutes and they didn't do it, the threshold was already broken.
That's right. And it does look like Sniper with all four, sorry, not all four, all five members, but four members just sticking around and having all this levels and items advantage will be able to continue sticking around and secure more objectives.
Yeah. And the home guard boots being picked up by TQ. Seems that he wants to go in, rush in for a gold card and hopefully pick someone off out of positions, and hopefully SF5 may just get the consolation kill that they wanted, because
Consolation kill.
yeah, I don't think their strategy is working out for them at all at this moment.
Right, the threshold has been broken and Snipers are looking strong to finish off this game soon. And actually we do see Mystic kind of taking some good damage with the combined efforts. But
TPS doing a good job of staying alive this game.
yeah, you have to remember next ABC is playing AP needling, so having that primal roll will be able to keep everyone alive. And Mystic now dashing in with the dark binding. No, not gonna hit anyone.
And that javelin just missing TQ as well as A. We actually have Mistake being shielded by Zonda. And
You know what's the purpose of that Stand United? Is just to get in more quickly so that they can finish the game off.
I see.
Right, and now Oriel.
Come on TPS, don't die.
Right, so Zonda now having to use that pawn to get out of the way. And actually Goni making some good damage with the dominance. And Falcon with the flash, but he lacked moment, but eventually still manages to catch God JJ.
Oh god, JJ, don't die.
I was gonna say, are they gonna pick up the first kill of the game? Does look like they are still pretty healthy now.
yeah.
God JJ is godlike. Are we gonna see Mistake actually go down? No. So still no kills for SF5 as of yet.
Yeah, not exactly the cleanest game from the Azubu Taipei snipers. They did lose 3 turrets.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Real going in with the charge, and the Arctic is locking him in.
Yeah,
Finishing touches for
it seems that no matter how low on health the Azubu Taipei snipers go and how low on mana, they would just decide to stay in the base.
Right.
They're not giving in. Only
They probably-
mistakes being a chicken, he decides to back off because, you know, he's just not brave enough to stand up against the powers of SF5.
The powers of SF5 indeed.
Yeah.
And now Goni taking so much damage from S here, and with that super minion as well, pushing in the mid.
Do you think the Azubu Taipei snipers have a bet on whoever dies buys dinner?
It's possible, you know, like what we were doing earlier. And
Not very professional of them, huh?
Well, or maybe they kind of decided it mid-game, you know, when they saw that this strategy was going to pull out. And Goni now with the Shurelius, and just gets caught by that dark
Mistake,
binding.
good guy mistake. Putting the black shield onto Oriel.
Right, split second decision as well.
That's very good reaction timing coming in from Mistake. I mean, in the previous game we saw him use the black shield to prevent the Vault Breaker from Hallelujah, and in this game he prevents any sort of blitz hooks coming in from Stao Kahn. Could you say that, he is the bane of all junglers when he plays Morgana?
Well, I don't know, man, but I think given the performance of him on Morgana tonight, so kind of
We could expect to see more Morganas, huh?
yeah, and it's kind of how things work as well in the tournament scene. You have someone playing something new, it works, and then people kind of pick up on that and they kind of see, okay, this works, why not
Jeez,
try it?
copycats. Can't they just be original for once?
We can't say it's copycat, but it's because of this new, this new strategies and this new compositions that we see a variety in these.
I'm sure that's what pro players tell themselves when they actually pick up tips from other pro players.
Right. And who are we to blame? Sometimes copying can be the best.
I think I'm the biggest copycat.
And man, I could even say, careful of solo queue, and now Oriel on a rampage, and having that stand united keeping alive and also tanking and that re-entry combo doing so much damage.
Yeah,
It's like
and the Azubu Taipei snipers are gonna take the win. So purple side wins this game. The Azubu teams, the Taipei teams, the assassins and the snipers
all kill.
all kill.
All kill.
Extreme.
20-0. Extreme.
Extreme.
Taipei
Jeez.
extreme. And
That's the new tourist motto. Visit Extreme Taipei.
Extreme Taipei. And Taipei snipers in this match securing securing the win after SF5 kind of met the threshold for their strategy. But nevertheless, a really entertaining and interesting strategy coming in from them.
I was most pleasantly entertained.